Hello and welcome. My name is Armando Nahum. I am a patient safety advocate and a principal at H2PI, the Healthcare and Patient Partnership Institute. With me today is my co-principal, Marty Hadley. We would like to share our thoughts about reviewing applications for a Patient and Family Advisory Council on Quality and Safety, or PFACQS. Let's start with what we look for in reviewing applications. The top thing for me is why they want to serve. I look for something personal in the answer to that question, an experience they had or a statement about what's important to them as a person. And in contrast, if I see something about them wanting to represent another organization or because they work with the hospital in some other way, that's really less compelling for me. The second thing is, as you know, I always look for people who are not afraid to talk about a bad experience they had. If they had a problem and really want to be part of developing solutions, that's a person who I want to interview. Well, what about you, Marty? What do you look for?
Well, Armando, I look for some of the same things you do, but I would add to that statements about teamwork. I want to know not only that the person is passionate about something or that they have relevant experience, but also that they know how to listen and can get motivated by what they learn from others. I worry a little bit about getting a crusader type who thinks about only their problem, or think they're the only ones that can fix something that isn't right or that looks wrong. That's just not a good fit for me as a group member. So I do look for what other groups they mentioned they've been involved in. I want to know that. Not that I want them to be a representative of that group, but I look for that engagement on a team, that experience they have in working with others, because it helps me distinguish them from a lone wolf kind of advocate that isn't going to be a great team player. Armando, what advice do you have, or do we have, for project team members about how to review applications?
Well, I would say that it takes time, but it's worth the time. This is where the project team starts to see the return on its investment of starting this whole process. The practice we usually see is that applications are distributed to project team members, then they meet to decide who to interview. It's natural to see some disagreement among the project team and discussions about who should be interviewed, and it helps engage them even more.
I agree, Armando. I'd also say that when the applications come in, it helps you see the gaps in who we've reached. It helps the project team refine their outreach if, for example, all the strong applications are from women, not men, or people who are retired, or we didn't get the diversity of applicants we hoped to get. As you know, we like to remind project team members that not every PFACQS seat needs to be filled before the launch. It's a good idea to keep looking at the diversity we want the PFACQS to reflect doesn't come through in that first round of applications. There's other ways we can outreach beyond that first round. And the thing to remember is you don't have to let that slow you down. You can start with those interviews, start scheduling the interviews of those applications, start reviewing those applications while you continue to look elsewhere. Okay, Armando, it was a pleasure again to work with you today, as always.
Thanks, Marty. I am really glad we took this time to share what we've learned.